We have someone who carries weight in Baltimore and beyond, from the block to the boardroom. It's the Stokey.
Just got involved in the McDonald's franchise.
Yes.
It's doing very well. The deli doing very well. We got barbershop, all that stuff. The world we live in, where we think everybody going to be so happy for us. Yeah. You'll have a heart attack sitting back waiting for people to knock on your door.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you're supposed to stop generation wealth. You got to think beyond that. You got to think about your kids.
Yes.
If you give it to your kids, they got the ball, the legacy is
what?
done. And I learned in 2020, after the death of Kobe Bryant, that, he spent 20 years playing a game he liked and 3 years with the family he loved. For me, I want to be at peace now.
Today, KP.
Today, we have someone who carries weight in Baltimore and beyond, from the block to the boardroom.
Hello.
Mr. Stokey.
Yay.
Welcome
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that one before.
Which one?
I'm going to use that one.
Which one?
That was
Say
good.
I hold weight.
You carry weight,
I'm
from
gonna
Baltimore
use
and
that.
beyond.
Yes.
From the block to the
I'm
boardroom.
going to edit my bio.
From the block to the boardroom. That's right.
Bars.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. But
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for inviting me. What y'all have been doing is marvelous. It's fantastic to sit across from two beautiful young ladies, black young ladies who doing a marvelous job by giving people like myself an opportunity. And I pray this platform continues to grow and be prosperous. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Receive that. Thank you. Thank you.
So for the people who don't know who Stokey is, I know it's not many. It's not many people.
Quite a few. Quite a few.
But for the people who don't know who you are, can you tell them who you are, what you do? Just a little bit about you.
I consider myself a humble soul. Like, I'm just a regular individual who grew up in West Baltimore, Reservoir Hill or Whitelock, depending on who you talk to. I'm a father, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, I'm a son. I'm a hard worker, a person who believes in God. I pray 5 times a day for blessings for myself, my friends, and I do my best to forgive my enemies. Sometimes it's kind of hard, but you're supposed to. But I'm just a regular person, who, like I say, believe in helping people, believe in giving back. I love my city, and I don't know, anything else you want to add?
All right, so I want to know what inspired the Stokey Project? Like, what is the story behind it?
A good friend of mine by the name of Raul Smith, we were doing a campaign for an individual who wanted to use our platform in terms of videography. He's like, man, well, won't you use your name? That's a brand, like my name. So we thought about the Stokey Project being a singular project, but that means if you stamp it, it's a Stokey Project. Okay. So we use the Stokey Project to really perpetuate this positive narrative and brand recognition, opposed to just being a one-off. So, like Nike, Nike, you see Nike, it's Nike, not Nike. I wanted to be something that I could stand behind. And if I put my name behind it, your brand should be everything. And that should mean something. So that's where it came from.
I feel like you are very transparent about your past. So can we talk a little bit
you
about
can talk
that?
about my past, the present, hopefully the future.
I've been following you for a while now. I feel like you connect with the youth.
And I feel some type of way about that because this is my first time seeing you or knowing you. And I done followed you back or supported you in your individual official capacity.
It's fine.
No,
famous.
No. I hate that. Only because sometimes it go in people's head like I'm by myself. I don't need no security. I love being who I am, but oftentimes it get overshadowed by accomplishment or defeats, right? Sometimes if you fail at something, people remember you for that.
Yeah.
Or if you succeed at something, they remember you for that. I just want to be remembered as a good person. I come from a humble background. My mom used drugs pretty much my entire adolescent life till she passed away. Grew up in inescapable circumstances about her dad, made some poor decisions. But then, God seen fit Allah to turn my life around after prison. And here I am. But, I don't believe in giving up. I believe that, everything happened for a reason. I believe in the value of friendship, commitment and dedication and fortitude. All those things to me are synonymous to being, who you're supposed to be. So people sometimes fall in love with their passion, right? I want to fall in love with my purpose. Whatever God got for me is what I want to do, you know. And I'm real big on energy now. And I just learned probably about 6 months ago the real definition of peace. So like,
So how do you define it?
because, you know, we go through life wanting to be happy.
Okay.
And so many people invest in that, right? And I learned in 2020, after the death of Kobe Bryant, that, you know, he spent 20 years playing a game he liked and 3 years with the family he loved, right? And if he could turn it around, he would play basketball for 3 years and 20 years with his family.
Yes, yes.
He don't have a choice. So what brought him peace was when he retired being with his family, although he loved and liked basketball at a certain point. But so I realized that even in relationships, we be in love with the thought, right? Of people and things or what a relationship should entail. But for me, I want to be at peace now. I don't need a lot. You know, I don't try to impress anyone. And, you know, if I'm in the house playing video games at this age, I'm okay with that. I don't got to be at the front row. I don't got to be in front of the club. You know, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't take medicine. I'm scared of hikes. I'm a crybaby. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, all those things are true about me and my purpose. So I believe that, like, you know, trying to perpetuate this positive narrative about who I should be instead of who I am. And I focus on who I am. So that brings me peace. Because, like, I might not be able to live up to someone's expectations, you know. They might want me to be the next somebody. I want to be the first me. And I'm okay with that, right? And sometimes things define you that you can't even afford, right? You know, I mean, we think about our city, you know, and there's a lot of social economical problems that cause people to make poor decisions. You know, I was one of those individuals. And when I see someone who reminds me of myself, I think it's my obligatory duty to either give him or her some advice so they won't make the same mistakes I made. But it's hard, though, because people are hungry and they starving. And my friend Charlemagne the God said, you know, hunger will turn a killer or a thief out of anybody, and that's real. So unless you walk in somebody's shoes and use the purest form of empathy, sometimes you can't even sympathize with them because you don't know what they're going through. You just sit back watching and judging, you know. But for me, like, I just want to remain a good person, and I think that's where my blessings come from.
I love that.
He is just dropping the gem. I like that.
I love that. I heard you say that, you know, you love your city, you love Baltimore.
Right.
And, you know, us being from Baltimore, we love our city too. We love Baltimore too. But I feel like sometimes as business owners, Black women, business owners doing a new thing in our city, it gets a little discouraging sometimes because it's not received, you know, as much as we thought it would be.
Right.
What advice do you have for someone, us, or anyone else who feel like, oh, I'm doing this for our city, I'm doing this for my city, and it's not getting the love that it should
that's
get?
so unfortunate because, you know, as I said, you know, off camera, Baltimore is probably one of the only cities I know that don't support their own. And it's been a narrative for
A long time.
as long as you can remember, before you even got in business,
Yes.
right? I never thought I would be where I am today, not in a million years. I mean, honestly, because when you grow up, you want to be like somebody else.
Yep.
Dr. J, Michael Jordan, the athlete. Somebody who look like they're successful. I don't never remember nobody say, I want to be an astronaut.
Right.
No, we don't know them. I don't know no astronaut. Right. You know?
Right.
I mean, you know, I heard about open heart surgeons, you know.
Right.
But you really want to be like the people you see and you think are successful.
Just in case you didn't know, Kicking It with Jess and KP is produced right here at the Beauty Hub podcast studio.
If you want to get started with your very own podcast, we have the space and equipment to make it happen.
Yeah.
So look for more information in the show notes on how you can start your podcast at the Beauty Hub today.
Back to the show.
Just tell people, you know, as I segue back to what you asked, but I don't know if Tiger Woods is a good person. I don't know. I know he's a successful golfer.
Right.
I don't know if Michael Jordan a good person.
Right.
I know he's a successful basketball player. When you look at your endeavors and you think about people who don't support you, you just got to stay true to yourself. Because what's for you is for you.
Yeah.
It's an Islamic parable to say what's going to hit you, going to hit you. What's going to miss you, going to miss you. I believe that. And even in the world we live in, where we think everybody going to be so happy for us,
Yes.
you know, you'll have a heart attack sitting back waiting for people to knock on your door.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you're supposed to stop or slow down.
Right.
Because, it only take one person to really kick it off. Like, you think about all these one night or overnight superstars or one-hit wonders, right? And it do get discouraging. I mean, every business endeavor that I got involved in, I did my research before I got involved. See, people don't understand, like, you can't fix something unless you know how it works, right? And when you think about being from Baltimore, like, we're really not a metropolitan city. I mean, like, we known for 5 things over, the last 25 years, right? The Wire.
Yeah.
Heroin.
Every time you go out of state.
Crabs,
Oh, the Wire. We like,
violence,
hello,
We more than that.
And now the uprising, but we got beautiful people in our city. I just pray that we get more than one. Like, we need more than one boxer.
Yes.
We need more than one basketball player. Because they're actually
need
here.
more than one singing group.
Yeah, I mean, like, Drew Hill is my favorite singing group of all time, and they from Baltimore.
I love them.
And I know most of those guys personally, and they some great guys. But to your question, it does get discouraging. My advice to you, anybody who think about giving up, don't. My mom died telling me her last words to me was never give up.
Wow.
And people know that story very well. She said never give up, and she died. That's the last thing she told me. So anything I start, I try to finish.
Yes.
But more importantly, like, the devil has, he got some play in that too,
Yeah, for sure.
And, if you allow people to get into your space, who want your place, you can be in trouble.
Yes.
So sometimes people don't want you to win because they losing, right?
Yeah.
And then they want you, to be just like them. They're afraid.
Yes.
I always tell people about the crab in the bucket, analogy. But I guarantee you people get it wrong. 90% of people get it wrong. Like, what does that mean to you, the crab in the bucket? What does that mean to you?
That they're constantly pulling each other down.
Why?
Because they're trying to get out.
That's it. People think they trying to hold somebody back. It's 90 million degrees.
They trying to get out of it.
It's 90 million degrees in that bucket. And they trying to get out too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way they built and designed that
They
clause,
calling so they not gonna have one
stay
stake down.
there. So that's not
Right.
They trying to get out that hot water.
Yes.
And that's how a lot of people in Baltimore try to do, get in or get out a bad situation. And I can understand some things are inescapable in Baltimore. You see it so prevalent. You think about our education system. Think about our politics.
Yes.
You think about our police department. You think about everything that we've been exposed to over the last 20 years. It hasn't been good. But I'm hopeful now. Like, you got Brandon Scott, right? Who's doing a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal.
And Brandon and I, we are back where we belong. That's my guy. I want him to win. He is our mayor, and I pray nothing but success for him. Same thing with Ivan Bates being the state's attorney. Same thing with Westmore being the governor. City council president. Whoever is nominated or elected to run the city government, I wish them the best. Even when it comes to the police department. I stay police, right? But now I'm on the other side. I tend to want them to be happy and successful as well because, they protect us. I can't carry a gun legally, right? Due to my past, but I gotta need the police to make sure I'm good.
Right.
It's gonna be a war in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. But I just would want you to just focus on being the best you, investing into your craft. And again, like I said, what God got for you is for you. You're going to get it. And it might not be when you want it. Sometimes they say God say not right now. He ain't saying no. People oftentimes think God's saying no. Not now, because if I listened to what everybody told me, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. Like, they owe me an apology.
Yes.
They told me I was going to be a statistic, all my life. They told me I wasn't going to be able to do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? And, part of proving them wrong, is like, even women, I'm telling you, people give up on you when you least expect it, but when you suspect it, if that makes sense, right? You think like you go through a terrible trial or tribulation, the ones who love you supposed to be there.
Right?
But you expect them to be there.
Yes.
But that's when they not.
Yes.
And that's when you define who is who. Some people ain't as strong as you thought they was. So then you like, yo, am I mad that they exposed themselves or mad that they got out now, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I know who you is, so therefore I won't carry that weight with me further down the road, but I mean, it is what it is, but we have a lot of positive things going on in our city, too.
Yes.
And there are people like you. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? So y'all going to get what y'all got coming.
We receive it.
Yes.
We can't wait. We here for it. Listen, we stay grounded. We locked in, and we are definitely like sure of that. Like we want to get everything that's coming our way, and we always say our people will find us. Like we committed to that.
Yeah, and y'all doing a good job.
Thank
So,
you.
I mean, like, oftentimes you find people who, I mean, you know, everybody want a microphone and a camera, right? And I'm just saying, like, you know, that's why, you know, when I name my situation a show,
Yes.
I didn't want to say a podcast because I don't want to be in that box. That puts you in the
Friendly,
box,
understand.
right?
Friend, yeah.
And I think that, you know, when you think about monetizing off, you know, your potential or your investments, you want to make sure that you get what you got coming because, I mean, you're giving somebody you know, and a lot of people don't deserve that. Sometimes, you know, you want people to understand it's a privilege to sit next to y'all. It's an honor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, because think about it. If you was to go out here and sit beside anybody and tell a story, you know, it may not resonate, you know. It's just, so
absolutely.
it's an honor. But, you know, I'm happy because I did my research. I'm like, who is these girls, man? You know, like bootleg podcast. Nah, that's not. They the real deal, man.
real
That was like
deal.
the real deal.
Hello.
So I have a question. So you spoke a little bit about the current mayor, but you also ran for
Right.
mayor. What did that experience teach you about leadership and people? Well, what made you decide
And
to
it's
do
funny,
that?
I tell people, you know, stories about everything. But one day, my son, he was 6 years old at the time, and he was going to Roland Park. I was coming from court with a friend of mine, and I said, let me stop and check on my son. So he's one of the smartest people I met in my life. I'm not saying children, I'm talking about people. Now, people equate intelligence with age. No, he's one of the smartest people I met in my life. So he's in school, and I'm like, I sneak up on him, go in there, he on timeout. It's dog is I don't know in the classroom. He the only one in there. Everybody outside playing. And I love my kids. You know, it was hard for me to see my son in his class by himself. He always doing something. But like, Carson, why you? I was talking out loud. I said, man, you can't keep getting in trouble. I had already decided to move to LA to further my management career in music. Had got an apartment already. I'm gone. He like, I was just talking. I said, well, you know, you keep getting in trouble, man. You ain't gonna be able to go to LA with me, man. He like, Dad, why you going to LA anyway? I said, what you mean? I said, I need to go there to work. He said, is it because of the murders in Baltimore?
Oh,
Wow.
He's 6.
wow.
And when he said that, man, tears came out
Touch
my
you,
eyes.
yes.
Because I'm like,
wow.
now my
How
son
is
is
he even exposed to that?
traumatized.
Yeah.
And he don't be around no
Yeah,
inner
to
city
even know that.
issues, nothing problematic or trouble, so I protect
Yeah.
him. I mean, you know, rural Baltimore, you know.
Yeah.
But he watched me go to more funerals and graduations, so he understood that, you know, what I was doing for a cause.
Wow.
And it didn't affect him like it affected me, but he heard the conversations
Yeah.
and he understood exactly what was going on. And I like, nah, man. And so I called my friend Emory Jones, who always been there for me, called Jay-Z. I asked them, like, yo, I got Emory to ask Jay what they think I should do. They said, you can stay in Baltimore and fight, or you can come out in LA, you know, and chase a career. I said, what you think I should do? He said, you stay in Baltimore and fight.
Okay.
So I came back, revoked the lease, you know, lied about that, about how I couldn't move there. I ain't want to pay the deposit. And I was like, no, what can I do to really change the conversation? Because at that time, all everybody knew is that, well, he was in the uprising or he was in prison. I wanted to change the narrative. So, but I also wanted people to know that anything was possible, not just as a politician, but if you've been through what I've been through in life, and you able to get one vote. You know, see, people understand, I didn't want to win. It wasn't about winning.
Okay.
I wanted to get out. I got it in June, wanted to get out in December.
Okay.
But it was people to know you can't quit. Because if you quit, you're going to show people
You're
that
showing
you...
up people.
But it's not about winning, just stay. And I was like, well, I don't want to mess it up. And to this day, I still feel like God know what he was doing, but I feel like I messed it up. I'm going to tell you why. Because I stopped campaigning the way I should have been in October, November, but I still had to show up certain places because people knew me. But the votes that I got, I felt like somebody else should have got them and it would have made a decision. Different decision.
it.
So if I would have been in the race, let's say Sheila could have got those votes.
Okay, okay, I got what you said.
Right? Or T.J. Smith or whoever. But I don't think it would have affected Brandon because Brandon's supposed to be the mayor. He won. But I'm just still saying, I always think about what different it would have made. You know what I'm saying? Or Brandon could have got way more votes. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I felt like the people that voted for me believed in me enough. And that was, you know, very humbling. You know, appreciative of people wanting to see me in the highest office in the city, you know. And I know that when you get a job like that, it's not about you, it's about the people you got around you. And I was already prepared to hire the best of the best. But again, God didn't see fit for me. I'm glad, you know. so
I was
glad.
gonna say, would you do it again?
Never.
No.
No. I'm gonna be a star supporter of whoever the city elects or select. I have my personal opinion about what I think and should. Right now I'm behind Brandon. That's the mayor. I'm gonna support him, toes, fingers, foot, whatever I can to make sure he does a wonderful job because he's a brother. I know him personally, and we wasn't always on the same page because I felt like, after he won, I was expecting Brandon to reach out. And when he didn't, you get emotional, and then, well, I like Sheila, and that's just, but as a men, we came together and realized that, we got to do what's right for the city.
Yes.
And I'm praying that he continues to be successful. I'm praying because my family still has to live here.
Yeah.
So he still has control and some type of autonomy over the decisions I made and their livelihood, and hopefully it's the best. So if he wins, they win.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. But I'll never run again.
Never again. He's like,
But I did, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I did think about running for city council, but I don't want to do that now.
That was gonna be my next question.
Only because the guy, man, he made, I'm not gonna say no to that.
Okay.
Only because as I get older and I start to recline, I can see me having time for certain things.
Yes.
But I definitely don't got time for running for mayor. I definitely don't got time for being somewhere, where though people really, really, really depend on me and my decision can affect lives.
Yeah.
I mean, you do the same thing on a smaller scale as
Yeah.
a city council, but it's nowhere near the pressure.
Right.
okay.
I just want my community to always win, and where I'm from, if I can represent them in my individual or my official capacity, I would consider that if it makes all the sense in the world. But it gotta make all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just do it just because I want to be a politician.
Okay.
So, what advice would you give to young men who feel like life is like stacked up against them?
I mean, you ain't gotta be young. Sometimes I feel like
Well,
that.
you're right about that.
I mean, like,
they just trying to find direction. What
Right.
would
I
you-
mean, I always tell people, you gotta follow winners, and you gotta, first of all, you gotta have faith in something other than yourself.
Hello.
And if it's not Jesus or Allah, whoever you believe in, because to me, it's paramount that these kids see it so they can believe it. Like, you can't continue to think these kids gonna walk in dark rooms and see light. That doesn't work that way. So for me, when I look at these young men who going through problematic situation, they troubled and don't know how to configure or get out of a situation, then that's when we supposed to step up and say, listen, either I did that or don't want you to do it, here's the helping hand. That's what I was telling y'all earlier, So for any young man that's going through certain things, like I always tell people, I do my best to always answer anybody back who either call, text, DM, whatever it be, because like, I didn't have that. We didn't have social media when I came out. We had Atari, but you can't text nobody on Atari. But I mean, like, right now with technology and being savvy,
Yeah.
it's interesting, and I want these kids to know that there are people such as myself who care about them. Because like I'm in school, right? I'm going to go to college for business manager or sports manager. There's young ladies in there who, I mean, it's different. So you got to have these groups that you want to work with.
Okay.
Some of them think you're trying to talk to them. I'm like saying, I'm not body shaming, color, racial. I'm like, no, but I'm like, I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for that, right?
Based on the culture, they tend to think that sometimes you trying to acquaint yourself beyond, outside of the, and it's not, but I said it to say about relationships. So I said to say, if you have a relationship with someone and they're going through certain things, them, I think it's your job to make sure that you give them the best information possible. And I would tell a young man, or I tell my younger self, don't give up, don't give in, just, continue to believe in yourself and put your best foot forward. And you got to invest in yourself too, whether it be your anger management, whether it be lack of drugs or alcohol or substance abuse. You got to, invest in yourself so people can want to deal with you, and, whatever it is that you're seeking for, you can find. But you can't do it if you distort it, you discombobulate it, and God forbid somebody got mental health issues, they doubling down, And being black and then having a record, it's like, nah, man, you striked out already.
Okay.
Do you feel like poverty is a mindset or circumstance or both?
Poverty is one of the purest things in life other than air. It's true. You can escape it with different outcome, resources, and things of that nature. But like, I believe there's two classes of people, rich or poor. The middle class, I don't know what they look like. Because guess what?
They really get
Either
rid
you
of the
have it
middle
or you
class.
don't, right? But you got some people, this guy said to me, he said, rich people walk around with a with no bag, and people walk around with designer bag. But the designer bag are people who don't have money.
Right.
One who don't have a bag got all the money, you know. But that's to each his own, like, you know, but poverty, you know, or being poverty stricken, some folk who come from nothing, they tend to believe like they're gonna always be that way unless they, you know.
It's a mindset.
And so that part is the mindset, but the condition to me is a reality because like my mom, you know, when they had the big brown blocks of government cheese, you know, some people don't know they poor. You know, so
oh wow.
You know, listen,
no, that's
I went to
real.
Panama, and when I went to the jungle, they had kids in there with, you know, these, I call them uniforms. They had shorts and tattoos and or makeup on their body, right? They didn't know they was poor because they never seen nothing else.
Outside. Wow.
So if you show them something else, then they get something to compare to. But if you don't have nothing to compare to, then it is what it is. So it becomes that mindset, right?
Yes.
But when you show somebody something different and they got something to compare to, then they realize, you know what? That's better than what I have. I need to try to figure out how to get that. And that goes a long way with education and everything else. If you know that there are kids in suburban counties of America that are getting better education and better textbooks and technology, and they have a chance to advance and go to better schools or colleges, then you want that too because you know it's available. But if you don't know it exists, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So I do agree with your premise. It is the mindset, but also it's a condition that's real that some people face every single day.
Yeah. I agree.
Wow.
I agree. How do you feel like entrepreneurship, like, because I feel like some people, they venture into entrepreneurship with that mindset still. How do you think that affects your success when it comes to entrepreneurship?
But it depends on what you entering into. Like, you know, entrepreneurship, basically people who work for themselves, you know, and I consider myself a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, me
like,
too. We consider you that too.
Yeah, because tomorrow, like I was home today working on a movie through AI for my late friend.
Wow.
Like, I gotta bring that movie to fruition, but I'm also trying to do certain things
I want to talk about that.
that also involve, like, you know, keeping his legacy alive.
Yeah.
Right? But so tomorrow you might see me selling bottled waters and incense. You know, I just like, I believe that, you know, if I put my mind to it and I invest some type of time in it, I'm gonna have a positive outcome.
Yeah.
Like, I bought a building in 2021, a store called the Deli, right? It was just a store. Upstairs was an empty space, storage. Now they call it the compound because now I turned it into salon suites, it's a tattoo parlor, a restaurant. It's so many different things because I was refusing to just see a building, right? So my vision was flawless in terms of what I wanted it to become. And I did that. So now, not just having a restaurant, I have a salon suite, a barber shop, a tattoo parlor. It was a lounge. It's so many different things in one building. And that's why when I walked in here, I was like, wow, this is dope, man. This need to be seen on a larger scale. I pray
that's what we saying.
you know, that you can actually get people to see. For real, because, like, you know, if y'all sing in the shower, ain't nobody gonna hear you.
Yes.
And then you expect to be getting a Grammy, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It don't work like that. So you got to get on the stage and do it. And I think these platforms give people a chance to tell stories that's real, that's relatable. And my friend told me a long time ago, right, I was like, man, I'm trying to start something for my kids, man. So my kids, she said, man, you got the wrong mindset, Stu. What's it mean? She said, generation wealth, you talking about that? She said, yeah, but you got to think beyond that. You got to think about your kids.
Yes.
I said, whoa. Because she said, if you give it to your kids and they drop the ball, the legacy is gone.
Yeah.
But if you make sure that your kids are okay, that's a generational wealth for real. And that means that lineage should always be, you know, self-employed, educated, you know, and able to finance and equip, you know, your family with whatever they need.
Yes.
But what happens is we drop the ball when we get to our kids, and he end up giving it to his girl, she went off, you know.
Yeah.
Mother on social media calling their names, you know what I'm saying?
Then the whole legacy going out the window, right? It's gone. It's gone. Wow. So I do want to touch briefly on, like you just spoke about your friend.
Right.
Like I say, I do see your posts about him a lot, and it's funny as I don't know what. Like, he is hilarious. Who is he to you?
So Silk is a neighborhood friend who I knew my whole life. And when I tell you, people don't understand my whole neighborhood like that.
I mean, he is hilarious.
I know, but my whole neighborhood is funny like that. I have a best friend, but people don't understand. We use laughter to crowd pain. So like instead of crying about a lost loved one or a job, we would joke about it.
Okay.
And it became so perpetual that we just like made it. We normalized it. So still, one day I was a marketing manager at Shoe City, and I couldn't use my page to put, defame anyone, inflammatory stuff. I couldn't do that type of stuff. So so one day every summer I would do a 3-day cookout in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Free food, back to school, music, everything. It rained on a Sunday. So we did that Friday and Saturday. So that Sunday, we had all the food left. So we went to my friend's backyard and started cooking out. He let us use his backyard. That's adjacent to the basketball court. So we back there just joking. And we always joke. But this one day, I had my camera out. And I filmed Silk saying something. And it went viral.
Oh, okay.
So I just
start
putting
going
stuff
from
on my page, just filming him.
Yes.
I've been knew he was funny.
Okay.
And then once I knew the artist started to grow, I gave him his own page. Cause I said, I can't lose my job.
Behind it.
Nike and Adidas, they don't want to hear that.
Because he is raw.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that. But I'm talking about nothing that we
so
ever done was
funny.
scripted.
I could tell.
But I had never been so hurt and mad at the same time in my life. My mother passed away. I never felt this type of pain and hurt. I was so mad at him because he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And then I was hurt. I lost my friend. But thank God I got videos to keep him alive.
Keep him
and
alive,
so,
yes.
I'm going to do my best in my individual or my official capacity to make sure his name never die.
Yes.
Whether it be the restaurant, the movie next. I'm telling you right now, this movie. I'm working now overtime on this movie project. It should be in production.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
That's gonna be so
y'all,
dope.
people like y'all who support him put that pressure on me to bring it to fruition. I feel like it's an untold story, and I look at we all going through a hard time.
Yeah.
I might not be going through a financial time, but mentally I might be affected by what she's going through. So we all going through something. And I know sex, drama, and violence sells, but right now, people want to laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, Monica is a real good friend of mine, the singer Monica. She hit me last night in my DM like, yo, that guy.
It's so funny.
And I'm saying I got so many different people who are regular people who got bigger platforms who enjoy his comedy.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's just who he was. Like, I would go pick him up every day and I could talk about anything and nothing be scripted. He know I'm filming him though,
right.
but he gonna give me what he would give
Whatever
me
he
if
wanna
the camera
say.
was, and just like and
It makes it so real.
I love it.
and I just miss him so much. So I said to myself, you know what? Before I allow Instagram or just social media to survive off of him, let me make sure his daughter survive off of him.
Oh,
By
Love
doing
it.
a movie or something, so all the money that I make can go to her. And her son can be good. You know what I'm saying? So.
okay.
I mean, because I feel like, he had one surviving daughter,
Okay.
and everybody go through certain things, but for me to know what I know, it's my responsibility, I think, to make sure that his legacy go beyond social media
Yeah.
because of the content. If he just was a regular guy who was funny sometimes, I get it. But I got so much content that, I say, let me just bring this to a bigger stage. I'm going to pay for everything myself and just make sure that it come out the way it should, and then I'm done. Once I do that, I feel like I did
feel
my
like
best.
you
I could do my
good.
Well, we are definitely
But the
gonna
restaurant
support
still
that.
going to live
Oh, no, the
on,
restaurant,
right?
I mean...
We want to come to the
They fired
restaurant.
y'all.
We like food.
I'm mad you ain't been there yet. But they fired me. I got fired from all... I have a partner, man. They fired me from up there, man. They say I be getting away food and... I mean, I go there in moderation. I watch sports a lot, so I might go there to watch sports, on certain days.
Yeah.
But I'm proud that we was able to. We opened for 3 years.
Congratulations.
Next month. And I did it for him. Like I wanted his name to really be synonymous
I
with
love that.
a lot of other successful restaurant chains. You know what I'm saying? And I was about to go out the airport until this federal lockdown stuff. You know what I'm saying? They asked me to come out the airport and do a Silks, but I'm like, okay,
that's dope.
make sure it makes
Yes.
sense. And I want to franchise another one maybe in Houston somewhere where I know us will be there.
Yeah.
Because like Hooters did it, McDonald's did
Yes.
it, and all the other restaurants did it before I was able to have my own, but I just feel like it's if it makes sense, I'm gonna do it. That's my motto. If it makes
Yes.
sense,
Then you
I'm gonna
do
do it. If
it.
it don't make sense, I don't care how big it is, how good
Yeah.
it look, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Silks is doing very well.
Good.
And you gotta come out there.
Yeah.
We
Got
gonna
y'all.
come.
We
Yes,
gotta
you
come.
gotta invite
Yeah.
us.
Nah, y'all
We
invited.
like to eat
I gave y'all the keys, so you
and
know.
We
coming,
coming.
you know.
We gotta come.
Yes.
When you get back, when you get unfired.
You're right.
Yeah, they fired me. They called me. They told us to cook out here. I said, interview somebody. They won't let me, right? They're afraid I might have my homeboy in there.
That sounds like me.
Wow,
She the
wow.
boss.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like we could
I'm
talk about
emotional.
so
I know. It's like we
much.
could keep
I
on.
know.
We didn't even talk about the sports management.
Oh my goodness, we gotta.
How you got into that? I heard you say that you like to watch sports and stuff like
No,
that.
what
but
happened was
real quick.
NIL is name, image, and likeness, right?
Yes.
They are, and I love my kids. I love my children.
Mm-hmm.
Scholar, Deshawa, Justin, Kyrie, all my kids. Andrea, Devin, I love all my kids. I'm gonna say that. But I realized that they are paying people to stay in college now.
Yes.
And with my relationships,
They get
I
a
felt
lot of
like
money.
right, but you don't gotta be, an agent. You can be a manager.
Yes.
So there are situations where it could be Foot Locker, it could be McDonald's. I was blessed to be a part of the McDonald's franchise.
Yes.
I can bring these kids in and
Congratulations.
we can do deals for them
Yes.
to, advertise and promote the brand, but get a certain percentage. So my way I'm thinking is, if I get 75 kids and they got 75 different opportunities or something similar, and they getting $20,000 to do a McDonald's commercial, and I'm getting 10, 20%.
Yeah.
And I got 75 kids, you do the math.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm thinking, because because you got more kids in college than the NBA.
Yes.
Right.
Right? So, if you got 15 kids or 30 NBA teams, 15 people on one team. But in college, you got a million college kids. So
Yes.
that's my thought process,
Okay.
And hopefully I can employ people who love sports just as much as I do.
Yep.
And, create more jobs and opportunities for our people.
My brother, he plays professionally, and he
Where?
he plays in Taiwan now. But he like,
I
dang,
wanna
why
go
they
there.
couldn't have that when I was in school?
I know,
I'm like,
man.
I know that is just they getting a lot, and I think they deserve it.
They
'cause-
should, and they should. I mean, it should be retroactive. They should. They
Yes.
use if they especially they use their name to benefit. I think somebody said that.
That's so
no,
true.
it should be retroactive.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
that's so true.
That would
Yep.
be cool.
But I love it. It was
Yeah,
a pleasure
this was
having
good.
you.
I got some rapid fire questions.
Oh,
real
yeah, go ahead.
quick,
Shoot,
real
shoot,
quick,
shoot,
real
shoot,
quick,
shoot.
real
Rapid
quick. Rapid fire, rapid fire.
I'm
All right.
strapped.
Now we're gonna let you go. We gotta bring you back for part two
strapped.
because we
Yes.
got so much more to cover.
Yes.
Okay, one word to describe your mindset right now.
Positive.
Okay. Favorite quote that fuels your hustle.
Never give up.
Okay. What's your daily non-negotiable?
My daily non-negotiable. I don't want to lose my peace.
That's good.
Love that.
That's good. Okay. If you could have dinner with one person, past or present, who's at the table?
Just one person?
One person. I'll let you pick two.
Obama and Dick Gregory.
Okay. And last question. One thing people would be surprised to learn about you.
Well, I said scared of heights already, but I'm a crybaby.
Okay. Why would people be surprised to hear that?
I'm surprised.
Because when you grow up in an environment,
just
you
as a
gotta be
man?
tough. Because I was in prison for 12 years. We talk about that, but you couldn't cry in prison, right?
Okay.
That sound of weakness. But I could walk down the street and I see a guy homeless, and that'll like
Touch you.
it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a woman with kids and it's cold outside, or whatever it may be. Like, I mean, just certain things. I'm a very emotional person,
Okay.
so and I wear my feelings on my sleeve, and I ain't afraid to say that. I'm a gorilla too, but oftentimes I find myself getting very sensitive to things that almost close to home, or things that really would bother me is when I see less fortunate people struggling, and I can't help them,
Yes.
or my help won't be enough.
Okay.
Sometimes you go down falls where you saw homeless people, you can't take everybody home with you, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Do you got any last minute things you need to say? Any projects coming up?
Again, I'm working on a movie. I'm working on a movie for Silk. Just got involved in the McDonald's franchise.
Congratulations.
Silk is doing very well. The deli doing very well. We got the barbershop, all that stuff. But more importantly, I just want to be able to give back as much as I can, when I can, and why I can. And I hope platforms like this continue to give people opportunities to tell real stories.
Yes.
So y'all can grow, they can grow. Because all we got is us. So my last message to you guys is continue being organic, continue to be faithful and believe in yourself. And, the sky's the limit. This is a very rare opportunity for people such as myself because I'm sitting next to two beautiful women
Oh,
who are
thank
real and honorable, and y'all, in this, I call it a campaign. Because it's going, you know what I'm saying? Like, this campaign to me is not like a one-off. So I just wish y'all the best, and
Thank you.
anything I can do, again, to make it go further, I will.
Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming to kick it with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for kicking it with Jess and KP.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
We got to bring you back when you got
I'm coming back.
time.
Yes.
Coming back.
Yes.
We'll bring you back
Yes.
when you finish. Talk about everything else.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.